Hello everybody, my name is Halo. Welcome to this series on solving Codeforces problems in Python. We are doing the A to OJ ladders, and in this video we're going to be solving the sum beautiful matrix. It's a very simple sum. Let's just get into it. So let us just read through the question once before we attempt to solve it. Number one, what to keep in mind: we are given a 5 cross 5 matrix consisting of 24 zeros and a single number 1. So 5 cross 5 means there are 25 elements in total. In that we have 24 zeros and a single number 1. Okay, and they're saying let's just index these matrix rows from number 1 to 5. So what that means is this will be say 1 comma 1, this 0, and this will be 5 comma 5. Okay, that is what they mean by that. Yeah, so I've just gone ahead and copied what was given in this part right here in this example, and let's just say what these transformations basically mean. So these are the indexes, so we call this 1 2 3 4 and 5, and similarly this will also be 1 2 3 4 and 5. And let's just call this I, and let's just call this J. Okay, so what these transformations do: number one, we can swap two matrix rows. Okay, that is I and I plus 1, which means let's just take this and this, we can swap this with this. So 1 will now come here. Okay, that is one operation. Or we can move this between columns. So I can come here or in front. Obviously, being the fifth element, it cannot go forward, but if it were somewhere else, you can do that as well. Okay, so then they say, you think a matrix looks beautiful if this number 1 right here is in the middle of the matrix, which means it is in position 3 comma 3. Okay, and now they're asking us to find what is the minimum number of transformations or minimum number of moves that is needed to make this matrix beautiful. Okay, so let's just manually solve this problem right here. Okay, so first things first, I1 is over here and I need to bring 1 over here. Okay, how do I do that? First of all, let me just swap these two. Okay, so that means I have one move already, and then I can swap 1 from here to here, that will be move number 2, and I can swap 1 from here to here, that will be move number 3. Okay, so in 3 moves I can swap this one from here to here. Okay, now let us try to mathematically solve this problem so that we can apply a standard solution across different things. It's a very easy thing. So first of all, let's just assume this to be the xy plane. Okay, let's just say this is somewhere the origin. So these are all the x-axis, these are all the y-axis. Okay, let's just take a coordinates for this coordinate right here will be given as what? It will be given as 5 comma 2. Correct. Similarly, what this is our destination place. Okay, that coordinates can be given as 3 comma 3. Yes. Now how do we? It's very simple. Number one, we need to make 3 rotations here. Okay, 3 moves here, right? And how do we do that? Very simple. If you put this mathematically, number one, in the x direction we have to move 2, and in the y direction we have to move once. So how do we do that? Simple. If we take this as x comma y and this comma x comma y, if we subtract both the x-axes, we get 5 minus 3, which is 2, which is the number of columns that we need to do, or in the x direction whatever we need to do. Similarly, if we take this and this right here, we do 3 comma 2, we get 1, right, which is the number of rows we need to do. But I think you will ask one question now. Well, in this case 5 is greater number, so we're doing 5 comma 3, we're doing x minus this number right here. But in the second case, so since you're taking 5 here, shouldn't you take 2 instead of 3? Because that's how you have to do it if you're going to generalize a solution. That's right, you get the answer minus 1. Okay, that's a problem now. So we need, this will be one move. So one thing to keep in mind here is whether I move over here, which is let's say plus 1, or move over here, which will be minus 1, that is going to still be considered as one move. Okay, so this symbol right here is not going to be of any significance. How do you remove that? It's very simple. Instead of doing this 2 minus 3 directly or this 5 minus 3 directly, we can take a mod. Okay, or we can take a mod here, and this will give you 1. Okay, so now we can generalize the solution. Just take x1 minus 3 and y1 minus 3 and add both of this, you get one answer. So this will be x1 minus 3, 2. This will be y1 minus 3. Take the mod of both of these, and when you do 2 plus 1, you get the answer 3. Okay, I hope you guys are able to understand why we are using this mod operator right here, so that we can get rid of the situations where we're getting a negative number as the answer, and we can generalize the solution. Now let's move ahead with the code. If you guys understand this, I strongly encourage you to pause the video and code this yourself. If you're not able to understand how the code looks like, let's move on to that. So everyone, as we know, this input is what we're getting is we'll be getting 5 a matrix of 5 cross 5. So that will be 5 numbers or 5. Let's just take our matrix first of all. And this will be obviously a 5 cross 5. So it'll be a 2D matrix. Okay. We can just initialize this as 5, right? 5. And this is just for reference right here. And this is how our matrix will look like. And now how are we going to initialize this matrix? It's simple. Let's just iterate this for 5 times. Okay, so let's just do range 5, and then we're going to be getting a list from the user. So let's just say row, and this will be list of map of in comma input dot rscript dot split. If you guys don't understand how this works, is basically taking a string, you're removing the trailing space, you're splitting that, and then mapping that as integers. Okay, once you have this row, we can simply say, okay, let's just take this as I instead of just nothing. Now we can simply say matrix of I is equal to row. And since we already defined all of this, this will automatically just give us the answer. Okay, so now we have initialized something like this. Okay, now that the matrix is initialized, next thing to do is find the location of the one. Okay, the two ways to do this actually. Number one, in this solution in particular, we know that this one is going to be only there once, right? So what we can do is we just create two for loops. So we can do for I in range of 5 and for j in range of 5, and if matrix of I of j is equal to 1, we can go ahead. Let's just first create a variable called location of 1, and we can initialize this to a list, for example, right? And then if this value is equal to 1, in that case we need to note down I and j. So we can simply do location of 1 dot extend this by I comma j. This will basically extend a list into this, and now the value of location 1 will be I comma j. If you guys don't want to use this extend function, you can just simply do I comma j. Okay, and that is it. So now we have the location of 1 as well. How do we find the answer now? It's very simple. Let's first declare the middle x is 3 and middle y is also 3, right? Because we need to have this at 3 comma 3. And now what we need to do is answer is equal to this location of, so location 1 of 0 will give you the x coordinate minus middle x plus, and before adding the plus we need to remember to take the moderator, that will be absolute. Okay, and that absolute function gives us the mod 1. Similarly, we can take the location 1 of 1 and subtracted that by the middle of. Okay, and then we can just go ahead and print this. Also, one thing that I forgot is we need to keep in mind that this middle x and middle y values will not actually be 3 comma 3 when we are dealing with indexing starting from 0. Here obviously we're dealing with indexing starting from 1, so this will be 3 comma 3, but in Python we are starting from 0, so there will be 0 1 2 3 4 5. In that case, this value will not be 3 comma 3, it will be 2 comma 2. Okay, and in order to solve this, instead of putting this to 3 comma 3, you can just change this to 2 comma 2. Okay, this should be a good enough solution. I'm going to submit it just to see that if it runs, and it should be able to run. So thank you so much for watching this video. I hope this helped. If you guys have an alternate solution, let me know down in the comments. If you guys have any question as to how the solution works, let that know down in the comments as well. I'll try my best to answer it. Thank you so much for watching in this video. As you can see, the solution has been accepted. I'll see you in the next video. Have a fantastic day ahead. Bye.